Hi and welcome, my name is Peter Vaughan and this is my lovely wife Carolyn.
Hi everyone.
And we're here to talk about suicide. Not that we're going to do it, but nothing more than saying, hey, we've discovered a formula some time back and it's now going to be put on film so that you can have a look at what we're talking about and maybe we can help you. Carolyn, what did we find out in our chat today?
All right.
These guys?
First of all, yes, these guys here.
I'll just cover who these guys are. These are the doctors that were suppressed by Facebook recently, and there was a massive world against it. These guys know how to stop COVID-19 from killing people, or the fear that it will. Fear will kill people. It'll increase suicide. What's suicide gone up by?
In America, the calls to the hotlines has gone up 600%.
600% increase from COVID. And the amount of people dying from COVID is minimal.
And the numbers are being fudged anyway.
And the numbers are being fudged. So let's get back to suicide again. Suicide in itself is real because people take their lives. They take their lives because they don't know what to do. Why?
They're stuck.
They're stuck. How do you get out of a rut? So I've done some little bit of work on the board here, but it's kind of like this. You've got a brain, you've got a body. You came to Earth with those two faculties, your body and your brain inside, and your brain learns as you're going along. And after a while, if you've got the knowledge or you don't have the knowledge, you can become unbalanced if you haven't got the knowledge. And so a person's going through life mentally, and they've got this rhythm that they have to stick with, which is to do with natural rhythms of nature. We've got a cyclic rhythm from the moon, Earth spins another rhythm, but if the road's bumpy, you're in a car, it can be uncomfortable. So what this depicts is that when sometimes in your life, through here, these points can be highlighted with our formula to find out when people are likely to suicide. And I've been doing a huge amount of research on this for many, many years. But in that respect here, although this is pictorial...
Yeah, but you've got two people and they're under the same conditions. Actually, the whole world is in COVID lockdown.
That would be true, would it not? Yeah.
And some are suiciding and others are riding it out. So how can you tell the difference?
Yeah, there's a pattern come up. Now, I've got Albert Einstein here, and he's got a little chalkboard. You may not be able to see it, but it's his formula. E equals mc squared. Well, I've come up with a formula in a term I called Letrology. It represents how letters affect us. And they do affect us purely because you think with letters and words. You cannot think without that language. We have two languages. We've got letters and numbers. And if I said 9/11 for America, you can probably see towers coming down. So numbers and letters represent things, and depending how they're put together. What we've got here with suicide, we've got the letters of suicide, we've got the numbers of suicide, and these numbers represent the letters. So it's just transposing it. And this was done often in Greek history. So with that, I know that the consonants of the word suicide and the vowels of the word suicide both separate into this number 8, this mind and body balance thing. Suicide in itself represents the knowledge of something. And I've got that up here. 7 represents wisdom. So it's got knowledge in it. What we can do is help people realise that suicide is detectable. We've got incidences that you can recall that we've gone through.
On a number of occasions?
Yeah. Children, 10, and helping that child turn their life around, literally in a month or two. And that's because of bullying at school by a teacher. The kid's flourishing now. Did the child suicide? No. Does that mean that he may not have anyway? No. The mother was more concerned than we even thought at first. So, in other words, you can identify it. Yes, lots of people I have got and given them their chance to understand that this too shall pass. So, going through life then, there are times when people will feel like it. Some people won't because they've got a different way of thinking. Not everybody thinks the same as you do, or I do. We've got an imbalance of mind and body. There's a natural rhythm. And if I'm able to take a person's basic identification, I don't even have to see the person. And I could tell you whether or not they're susceptible to suicide and how to overcome that and when it will be overcome by. by giving that person the advice they need. Is there anything that you'd like to add that you've seen us do?
I think also if you've had a loved one or someone you know pass with suicide and you don't know why, and you would love to know, that you could have done something, or was there something that you missed that you don't miss again with somebody else, we can also enlighten you on those people.
One brings to mind one particular occasion. I had a young lad who came to see me. Family pushed him in front of me and said he was gay. And I said, okay. And they said, well, we don't want him to be gay. We've taken him to doctors, psychologists, all sorts of things. And I said, can I see him on my own? So they brought him to me, and I met with the guy. I didn't want the family around, and I spent time with him. And just chatting about it, I said, have you had a relationship with another man or a male? He said, no. I said to him, why are you gay? He said, I just think I might be. And I said, I think we need to talk about this further. And after a discussion, after a while, he left feeling really good about himself. He hadn't done anything to make him gay. It was his family that were putting the pressure on him. He had to go and do some work at Massey University, and I got a call about a month and a half later, I think. He was due back. I got a call from his family. He had topped himself. He'd killed himself. I asked the family to come and see me. I then disclosed to them, at that stage, I couldn't do it before, what he had told me. He said his family had pressured and pressured and pressured him. And I said to his family, did you know that he had not had a relationship with a male? They thought, oh. And I said, the reason he was so depressed was all the pressure you were putting on him. And I said, this should never have happened. And that was a very, very unfortunate situation. It was out of my control. But I've got equally some very, very good results from a lot of people who I've helped overcome that issue by giving them the knowledge they didn't have. So we've been working as a team for some time. I do all the crunching of the data up here. Carolyn does a lot of the discussions and the chats with people. But as a team, we now want to bring this to the world. We've brought this to our government 3 times. And the last time was with a acting Prime Minister. And we were both disgusted. How do you have a meeting that's been timed? You're sitting down with the acting Prime Minister, as it were, about suicide, what we've uncovered, what we could do to help this country out and the world.
Somebody's looking at their phone.
And
it's
all
more
the time,
interesting.
just looking at their cell phone, they'd be looking like this back on the cell phone and doing things. And eyes bloodshot. And I thought, what have we got here? People who don't give a shit. Well, I give a shit. I care about you, I care about your loved ones, and I care about helping people overcome suicide. So if you'd like to get hold of us, and you want to ask a question, you want to know something, or you want a consultation, or you even want just a report done, which can give you a breakdown on yourself and a bit of a forecast. Yes, I sort of forecast predictive events.
Then they go to your website.
Go to the website petervaughan.net or email sally@petervaughan.net. And this is my Sally that not many people realise, Mrs. Sally. That's my Carolyn. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. And if you want to get back to us, get back to us. We're keen to hear.
And take care, people.